painful state, with tortuous fires that cleanse the soul and bring it to righteousness. But how long does it last, this purgatory? A very long time, I think. Thousands of years. My state is not painful now, though, so perhaps it might not be too terrible to be in purgatory. If it just means lying here quietly in the dark, it might be quite bearable. There would be no rising at 2 in the morning on washing day to soak the linen, no more scrubbing of the kitchen range until my hands bleed, no more going without food for breaking a plate and being unable to sleep for hunger. No more of that, either, that which Geoffrey Reed sought. As I think on this, I feel a shadow pass over my soul, and know without being sure of the circumstances that he is inexplicably connected to my fate. I leave this thought a tremble in the air and move on. Yes, I could perhaps bear purgatory. What I cannot bear, what I won't contemplate is... No, I won't let that thought in. But it comes anyway. What I could not bear, dare not consider, is the possibility that I'm not dead, but merely occupying a coffin, having been buried alive. I'm of a sudden desperate to come out of the trance I must be in, for surely, oh surely, I am still in the little bedroom I share with Susan, and only deeply asleep. I urge myself on. In my mind's eye I picture myself pushing back my coarse blanket, swinging my legs out of the bed, and rising up. But though the urge is there, though I think I can perceive my muscles trembling with the effort to work, nothing happens, and no part of me moves. I concentrate harder. Maybe sitting up is asking too much of my body. It will be enough if I can move my hand, feel what's around me, the straw mattress beneath me and the blanket on top. Once I know that I'm safe in my bed, I'll be content to lie here longer. I realize then that instead of being in my usual sleeping position, curled up like a woodlouse, I'm lying straight and still with my hands crossed over my breasts. But this is not the usual manner in which I go to sleep. My limbs are not working, but my mind is going ahead, whirling on a dance, showing me images of the effigy in St. Mary's. A stone woman lying with her arms crossed over her cold stone body. Indeed, that's how they lay out the dead. I'm so disturbed by this image that for a moment I forget to breathe. I open my eyes, close them again. It makes no difference to the quality of the darkness. In fact, I don't know if I'm opening my eyes or just dreaming I am. Am I asleep or awake? Alive or dead? Am I already a cadaver? My heart contracts with terror. There is a pain behind my eyes where I long to cry, and a choking in my throat, but it seems that even crying is denied me. I begin to count to calm myself down. It is what I learned to do when Master Geoffrey was... But no, I cannot think on that yet. I wonder if this state, this condition of mine, is punishment for what I have done, for they are very hard with all who commit sin now, and I have heard of women who have fornicated being tied on a ducking stool and dropped into a pond, and those who have stolen being whipped around the village behind a cart. I have never heard of anyone being buried alive, though. I am very, very frightened. If I find out that I am buried, I'll claw at the wood that surrounds me, scratch the walls of my coffin and break out. But what will I do then? If I'm a buried corpse, then I'm under 6 feet of earth and will never get free. Best to die quickly, perhaps, to clamp my lips together, stop myself from drawing breath and perish. In the blackness behind my eyes, I try to see the blurry shapes again and turn them into comforting angels. But I cannot. Instead, chunks of my life come crowding in, clamouring to be heard, asking that they be considered in order to make sense of what's happened to me. So, to start, it seems to me that going to work for Sir Thomas Reed was the beginning of it all, for that was how I came to be acquainted with his grandson and heir, Master Geoffrey Reed. His name evokes a terror